Hey everybody. I'm gonna wait till some folks get on here. Hey everybody. You know I had to put a filter on here cause honey, baby girl ain't got no cosmetic on, child. Oh Jesus. Well, since there is enough of you for me to chit chat, I'm gonna go ahead and update. I hope everybody can hear. I hope you all can hear me. Hi Aaron, hi Kyle, hi Lindsay, hi Tanya. So this is just kind of a pre-preparation sort of thing. So I'm here officially. I've made it to the Cleveland Clinic, and just a little hi Michael. Just a little update for everybody. So I am going to be having SRS, which is sexual reassignment surgery, tomorrow morning. And I'm having it done here at the Cleveland Clinic. I'm anxious. I'm excited. I'm like overwhelmed. It's been quite a journey for me. I think that it's definitely, hi Zandria, hi Harley. It's definitely been a roller coaster so far, but I'm blessed to be at this point, you know. I've opened up the forum. Hi Kiara. I've opened up, I decided to go live because I know some people have, if you have any questions or, you know, anything that you want to know or anything like that, I'm giving, you know, people this sort of opportunity to kind of just ask me anything, you know, because after tomorrow, you know, I'm going to be definitely on, you know, hospital rest for a while. And hi Devastation, hi Amber. So where do I start? Where do I want to start? So I feel like I should start kind of like working backwards. So I had to get, hi Ricky, I had to get 2 letters from 2 qualified psychologists with a doctorate, well, not a doctorate, but like a PhD and above. Hey, Michaela. And hey, Drea. And love you too, girl. And so definitely will say that probably has been the most challenging thing, just because it's hard to find somebody who is able to do what you need them to do and also have the proper education to get it, you know, approved. And so that was kind of the hardest thing. And then so this has kind of been like a 3-year journey. I mean, obviously when I was younger, you know, I definitely was going through a lot of like self-reflections and just kind of like getting myself, you know, sort of prepared for this moment. And it's weird to kind of be here at this point, you know, to know like, hey Kayla, to know like tomorrow's the big day and everything's going to change, you know. I've gone through probably, I would say, about 1.5 years of the laser hair removal and electrolysis, which, excuse my French, but is a bitch. It has definitely not been the easiest thing. And so I'm just proud, you know. Hey Gina. It's been a long road. So I'm here. Here, I'll show you all my view of our room. So here is the outside of the room. This is the view. And we're staying at the Intercontinental Hotel. So there's there's double beds. Hey Brittany. And then there's a huge big old TV, which I'm obviously going to be using a lot of. And then there's like this little mirror here that turns on, which is nice. Hey Sarah, hey Jamie, hey Jalvin. And then here is the bathroom. Hey y'all. And so there is this sort of stand-up shower. And then there's the tub, which I won't really be able to use because I'm not really the biggest tub person. I am having trying to figure out how to turn that light off. So I'm having so Drea, I'm actually having sexual reassignment surgery, which is basically where you take the penis and you pretty much flip it inside out and it turns into a vagina. How long is the recovery? So the recovery is, so I will be here for until about the 14th, and then I'll be coming home. But the recovery usually takes for about 6 months to a year. Nice to see you again. Hugs to you from Denmark. Oh, well, thank you, Denmark. I appreciate that. Oh, look at me. Yes. Hi, Evan. Recovery is definitely probably going to be the hardest thing. How that cleansing drink go? Oh, girl. So, okay, so today I've actually been doing all my bowel prepping because, with this surgery being done in an area that is close to the rectum, you have to pretty much cleanse your whole system. So what I had to do was I had to take 2 pills, and then I had to drink this, which let me see. I just drank it. So, hey Cal, hey Jalen, hey Mariah. So I had to drink this. The magnesium citrate, which I pretty much just chugged because, girl, ain't nobody got time for that, honey. And so now pretty much, hey Joy. So my body is pretty much about to be going through its thing, right? And cleaning out my entire system because I am actually going to be having surgery in, I would say, probably about, well, my arrival time is 7 o'clock. So they say usually about 2 hours beforehand. So probably about 9 or so is when I'll be getting on that bed and being pulled back to the stretcher. You know, my emotions are pretty much all over the place. I've been sharing, you know, the whole process and stuff on different, like with different statuses and things. And hey, Kate, hi, Cody. to kind of like keep everybody sort of up to date, because I've been going back and forth, because with this being such a personal procedure, you know, I don't want to be that kind of person who just shares everything. You know, I don't feel like I've ever really been that sort of person, but I know that there are a lot of people who are either within my community or who are looking to do this for themselves, who need people like myself, like a person of color, and a a local being to do this sort of surgery. I feel like I'm in great hands. You know, I'm not, thank you, Heather. I'm not worried. My surgeon is Dr. Unger, aka Dr. Ferrando, and she is so promising, and my mother met her and liked her the first time. And you know, Al and I have been up here. This would probably be our third time that we've been up here, and we've only met with her twice. There was somebody local in the Columbus area that we were going to go to. I'm not going to say his name because we did not choose to go with him. Hey, Stephanie. Hey, Paige. But hey, Brett. But he just didn't give us the same sort of reassurance that we have coming up here. You know, Cleveland Clinic is the second best in the nation. So there's nowhere else I could see myself doing this sort of thing. But I figured that it would be easier for me to go live, seeing as, you know, I kind of been doing a slight countdown sort of thing, to kind of like let everybody know what's going on. Hey, Brittany. And so I know that a lot of people have been watching me and have been, keeping up with what's been going on in my life. So I feel like it was just easier for me to sit here and, you know, open up the forum to allow everybody to kind of just know what's going on. I'm going to be down for a while. Hey, Salam. Hey, Tashana. Hey, Rye. I'm going to be down for a while. And it definitely has been hard to slow up because, you know, when you're a local entertainer and that's what you love to do, it takes a lot to say no. You know, it takes a lot to say, well, I can't because I'm not going to be in a position to do so, you know. And it's really been tough. I think out of everything, that's probably taken the most toll on me. I mean, I know that the process of getting to this point has been a roller coaster, you know, through all of my years from being an adolescent to, you know, going through puberty as a male. And hey, Nicholas, and stuff like that. It's been hard, you know. But I started taking hormones about 3 years ago. No, wait, it's 2019 and I started about 2017. So hey, Shelby. Hey, Nicholas. Hey, Harmon. I started taking hormones about 2017. And so I've been able to witness my body change. My mind has always been made up. You know, I always knew that this was going to be what I was going to do. But first of all, I never thought that I would be doing it this soon. You know, I think, hey, Amelia. Hey, Jordan. I've always smiled. Thank you. It's been a lot, you know, and there have been a lot of down days, not dark days. I would never say that there's been a dark day, because with so much love and support that you all give me is what keeps me going, you know. Hey, Kenya. And so it's been very helpful to have a lot of people in my corner and really just kind of pushing me to be myself. You know, it takes a very strong individual to go through high school and technically be in transition. You know, I've been transitioning since about, I would say, 6th grade, and it has definitely been a beautiful thing, you know. Hey, Kenya. Hey, David. It's a rewarding feeling, you know. And I want to be a vessel, you know, to show people that you can be who you want to be and not feel like you need to subject yourself to what the normal standard is, you know. Hey, Corey. Hey, Ed. Hey, Rudolph. Hey, Octavia. Hey, Jeremiah. Hey, Lori. It's been a process, you know, and I think that a lot of people, hey, Stella, Miss Brown. I think a lot of people have seen me grow in the time that I've been doing all of this. And now I just feel like, you know, I'm ready to take that big step and confirm, not just for myself, but for, you know, for my community. Hey, Amaya. I think that it is definitely a big leap, because I personally, hey, Takina. Hey, Jade. I personally don't know anybody who has done this, is doing it, and will be doing it. But I only want to be able to help, you know, and I want to be able to show people that there's a proper way to do things, and that, yes, it does take time. And yes, you do have to play a lot of the waiting game. And thank you, Amaya. Hey, Mandy. Hey, Howard. You know, there's a lot of waiting. There's a lot of waiting. There's a lot of highs. There's a lot of lows, you know, and there were a lot of times where I was about to give up, you know. And I'm not meaning that in a sense, hey, Alex, hey, Rachel. I'm not meaning that in a sense of like, well, I was going to commit suicide or anything like that. Yeah, it definitely is a lot of money. You know, I think that it is something that a lot of people don't necessarily find a necessity for them. But I felt like this is for me. It's not for anybody else. It's not for Alvin. It's not for my mother. It's not for my friends or my family. This is for me. And at this point, I'm ready to live my life the way I'm supposed to be living it and be happy for it, you know? How long is the operation? So the operation is about either 3 to 4 or 4 to 5 hours. And it's going to be hard. Hey, Dante. Hey, Kayla. Hey, Santana. It's going to be hard, you know, but I definitely will say that it's, for anybody out there who is thinking about doing it, has thought about doing it, or is considering to do it, there's a right way. There's a right way to do everything, and there is no roadmap. You know, there is no roadmap to this. There are guidelines, because there is the WPATH, which is the World something Association for Transgender Health. And so, those kind of give you the guidelines, but hey, Miss Robinson. But those guidelines are only there to help you get somewhere. You know what I'm saying? It's not like there's a database, that you can look up people and find them, or that you can ask people, because when you ask people, 9 times out of 10, the answer is either they don't want to tell you, or they're going to send you to the wrong person. And that's not on their behalf. It's just the way it is sometimes. A lot of people about this are very secretive. What you saying? Remember my cousin introduced me to you. Thank you, Miss Rye. It's a challenge, Ramon, hey, Mr. Butler, Ramona, hey, Alyssa, hey, Shay, hey, John. When you go through trials and tribulations as a child, my doctor's name is Dr. Unger here at the Cleveland Clinic. All right. We had to take a side note. Hey Dee. Hey Malia. Hey Aaron. Hey Kayla. Hey Matt. So I think that, it takes a lot of pride. It takes a lot of consistency. It takes a lot of knowing yourself. I think that I always knew that this was going to be what I wanted to do, but when you go through years and years and years of still trying to find yourself, sometimes you lose your way. And I definitely felt like, with all of the support that I've had, I've never steered away from what it was that I wanted to do. Hey Ryan. So hey Tawana. So I feel blessed. I really do feel blessed. I know that this surgery is a lot. I don't even want to sit here and say it's crazy expensive, because there are a lot of things on the face of this planet that are more expensive than getting this surgery. And I know that for a fact. Hey, Miracle. And, I've been fortunate to have a support system to where we work hard. This is not something that was just a one-sided thing. It took a team. And it takes a team. It takes people continually supporting you and showing you that no matter who you are, no matter what you do, you're always going to be you, And I've never had surgery, ever. Ever. I've never had my face done. I've never had a broken bone. I've never, just period, never. And so for me to now be in a position to where the most obscene surgery is what I'm getting done first is a blessing, you know? Hey, Taylor. Hey, Brooks. Hey, Kayla, Miss Continental Elite. Hi, Joaquin. And, you know, I want to be able to share my experience with other people. And I want to be able to share how to get to this point, because I know many people want to get to this point, and it's not something that is taboo or isn't obtainable. Hey, Sugar. You know, it takes time. You know, it takes time, it takes growth. And if there was anything that I would say that probably has been the biggest aspect of this whole journey is the fact that mentally you have to make sure you are able to sustain consistency. And that's not just, hey Deidre, hey Logan, that's not just something for the way you are and your mannerisms, but it's like you have to make sure that mentally you are able to wake up every single day and be who you are. You have no idea the impact you made. There are numerous out-trained students at Darby now. It was easier for them because of you. Thank you so much, Amy. I really appreciate that. Hey, King. Hey, Kyla. Hey, Chanel. Hey, Randall. You're right. Rome wasn't built in a day. And quite frankly, Janae was not built in a day either. You know, I think it's been a process. But it takes a very strong person to not only go through this, but to also be in a position to openly and publicly educate other people about what's going on. You know, like I feel that I've always wanted to sit down and converse with somebody who has had this surgery, but it's hard to find somebody to talk to about it because most people are so secretive, you know, and most people are not really willing to talk about it because they think that they're going to be ridiculed for doing something for them. You know, and that's not to say that I haven't thought about it. You know, I've thought about the complications that we as trans individuals already have within our community. And, you know, the whole argument between, you know, being pre-op versus post-op. You know, I've accepted the fact that there's going to be some backlash, but my praise, like, I pray that somebody out there is able to learn from me and I can help somebody from doing something to themselves that would be detrimental and could potentially take their life away, you know. And that's what I feel like a lot of people do before they reach this point. It's expensive. And honestly, the surgery ain't even what the expensive part is. It's getting to this point, because you got to think, I've changed my name, I've changed my gender marker, I've changed my social security information, I've changed the way I live my life. You know, I've changed my mental to fit my physical. And, you know, I feel like a lot of people out in the community tend to do things on a very quick manner, as such as like getting breast implants. You know, for me, I didn't feel like getting breast implants was going to affirm and confirm who I am as a person, because I don't feel that way. You know, I don't feel that me getting facial feminization was necessary, because that's not something that I felt like was a problem. You know, I feel like you have to start with the core. You have to start with your core. Let me see. Hey, Harold. Hey, Natalie. I'm sorry. I'm like rambling and trying to see what everybody is saying. And if anybody has any questions or anything that you want to ask me, please feel free. Like, I was walking in the door.
Howdy. Who you talking to?
Everybody.
Hey, everybody.
Hey, Cameron.
Hey.
Thank you, Michaela. I really appreciate that. Hey, Shauna. Hey, Destiny. I love you too, Tawana. Look, now that's funny how they asking if I want to tag you in the video.
Oh, that's cold.
What do you mean that's cold?
Oh,
it picked you up from walking in.
Oh, okay. Cool.
Yeah.
So my favorite.
Hey, Heather. Hey, Danny. You know, and I think he's been really helpful as well. You know, I thank you, Amy. I definitely feel like it's like I said, it's taking a team, and I would never be able to do this on my own. You know, I know that my mother was very supportive, and she definitely allowed for me to live my life in a manner that most people would find to be obscene. But it's like, if I never would have been able to experience what I had as a child, I wouldn't be who I am today. And I don't think that I would be able to, I wouldn't have enough confidence to be in this position and be even talking to all of you and sharing that stuff, you know? And I think he's been a great help as well, because he's a support system. You know, Al and I have been together for about 3 to 4 years now.
It's been a while.
And, you know, we've gone on this journey together. And I think that most people don't necessarily have the best support system. And I'm here to tell all of you that no matter what you do in life, you have to have somebody there with you. Because there have been a lot of times that I've been very defeated, and I wasn't able to move forward because I felt like, Michaela said, hey.
Hey, Michaela.
Because I felt like everything was kind of crumbling, and I felt like things were becoming stagnant, and I wasn't able to get anything out of what I felt like I needed to get out. And it was hard, you know, it was hard.
Wow.
Hey, Olivia. Hey, Sierra. Hey, Janae. Hey, Allie. Hey, Eric. It was hard, you know, and there were a lot of times where I couldn't even make the phone calls because either I was crying or I was irritated or irritable, you know, like I couldn't do it because I just felt like everybody was trying to not necessarily be against me, but I guess I felt like other people were not making me a priority, you know. And I felt like when you're trying to do something and you're trying to get something accomplished, when you feel like people who you have to have a part of this not set your goals as a priority, it makes you feel like you're less than what you are. And
it's not, but that's the thing. It's not to say that that's where you're going to stay at. That's why you're looking for that support, and you're looking for, and the people that are out there supporting, to be honest with you, probably one of the hard things, because we all have egos, and that's understandable. So sometimes our egos can try to conflict with somebody else's personality type. And so what I say to people, that if you really love the person that you really care about and you want to see and help them through the transitionary process, remember that sometimes they need somebody to punch at. And you know, because you're the closest person, they know that you'll forgive them, you know. And so, but that's your ability to understand and to have to relate. And it's not that you're walking that path with that person, but you're showing them that you're walking just as close, maybe a footstep behind them, just in case they fall. Boom, I got you. And that's the kind of relationship you want to have with somebody like that.
Hey Olivia, hey Marcus, hey Riley, hey Jeanette, hey Antonio, hey Victoria, hey Kaylee, hey Angelique, hey Claudia. I just feel blessed, you know. I think that to reach this point has been such a journey. And
long journey.
And it's like, it's not over, you know. It's not over.
Far from.
Because after I get this surgery done, there's going to be so much more that I have to do physically to keep myself here.
Right.
You know, like, and that's the thing. That's the other thing that I definitely need to make sure people understand is that just because you transition and you get SRS, that does not mean that your work is done, because you're not. You still you got to keep that pussy clean. You got to keep that pussy dilated. You got to keep that pussy fresh. Okay? Like, there's a lot of things that come with this sort of surgery, and you have to be willing to accept that.
And understand you're walking into something completely different than anything that you have ever experienced in your life. So that, just learning that new process is going to be something that's going to be even more beneficial. But the more attentive and alert that you are to those things and embracing it, the better off you're going to be in the long run.
Hey, Sarah. Hey, Jennifer. And I feel like it's been beneficial to have somebody like him who is able to, you know, who's able to take the punches, who's able to handle the tongue lashings and the, you know, the smirky ass comments. Because, honey, don't get me wrong, honey, I have had my moments. Okay? I have had my moments, and he's been able to handle that, you know? And so you have to make sure that
you in it for the long haul.
Yeah, you know,
because you got to be supportive 110%. And I mean, and it takes a level of maturity, because that's what I was saying about before. Sometimes, you know, your ego is the only thing that can make any relationship worsen. I mean, if you put your ego and your pride above things, not having that empathy, then it's never going to work out, because your partner is always going to feel like you don't understand me. And so you got there's a lot of work involved in it. It's not easy, without a doubt.
Hey Molly, hey Andrea, hey Christian. You know, and at this point I've done a lot of things for myself, like getting my cosmetology license, like graduating high school, like being able to transition and not feel like if I walk down the street that somebody's going to throw something at me. You know, and that's not to say, hey, Shandy, you know, that's not to say that growing up, I didn't go through that, because I most certainly did. I went through walking down the street and having eggs thrown at me and my cousin. I've went through, you know, getting bullied as a fifth grader and getting my motherfucking face broken in on the side of a desk. You know, like, I've gone through a lot of things that I haven't shared, and it's just because it's made me who I am today. And who you are today is what signifies you. It's not what you were yesterday, and it's not even who you are going to be tomorrow, because who you are today is what we have to work with. And that is why people have to justify who they are and know who they are and accept who they are and know that they're going to continue to walk in that path, and nobody's going to steer them clear. You can't be steered clear of something that you've set your mind on for so long. Like, you can't, because you will always feel defeated. You'll always be defeated. No matter what you try to do, no matter how you try to make it up, if you don't do what's best for you, you will always be defeated. And that's why I'm doing this for me, because I want to do something that makes me feel wholesome. And I know that a lot of people in our community, look at trans people like, oh, well, you're just whoever you think you are. Right. And it's like, well, no, honey, I know who I am. Right. And I don't need nobody to tell me who I am, nor do I need anybody to confirm who I am, because I'm doing what I'm doing for me. And I just am so fortunate to be able to have so many people who are willing and able to give me the love and support that I need. Because believe it or not, I know that I'm a hard ass. Let's just put it like it is. And I know that I have a tough exterior. And I get that from my dad, because he was a hard exterior, but it was lovely and, a big old teddy bear on the inside.
And that's what I had to learn.
Right.
It was just whittling away. I was just trying to get at her little by little, because she told me right off the rip, look, I'm just not that type of person. And anybody who knows me, okay, knows that I'm like full of romance and all that other crap. And so, I'm kind of I'm trying to push that out there, and I'm, of course, but I need to be fed. And that's why I was trying to get the emotion from Janae. And that's, it took time, but but at the same time, like I said before, with that dedication and that commitment to that person, you're willing to subdue to some things so that you can learn what your limitations are, because we all have limitations. And sometimes, we push them a little bit further than they should be pushed, but, there's still nothing wrong with that. There's still, there's always an end in sight, so.
And I think that at this point, to be in a position to get ready to do this tomorrow, I still am trying to wrap my head around it, because I just, you don't expect it to be here. Like, I still remember when we first met, and I told him, like, this is what I want to do. Okay.
And I said, yeah, okay, then let's do it. That's been our relationship the whole time. She says, hey, let's do this. And I'm like, all right, let's do it. Let's go scuba diving. Okay, let's do that. We're going to go and travel the world. Yes, let's go do that. And that's why I've never felt like I've ever had her hold me back in any form or fashion. I'm really blessed by the fact that she is adventurous with me. And I love to go, and she loves to go, and I think that's probably one of the things that really keeps us going all the time too.
Hey Stephanie, hey Angel, hey Nina, hey Tyler, hey Daniel, hey Veronica, hey Mariah, hey Dijon, hey Dante, hey Jay. And I feel like I've done a fair share amount of trailblazing in my community. I think that I've shown a lot of people that, you can be who you want to be, and no matter the circumstance, and I think that a lot of the times, people try to be adventurous, and they try to experience something different, and they get backlash from it, and then they run and hide. And I definitely have to say that entertaining locally has been such a help. Being able to find joy in something so little as, dressing up in a costume that makes you feel good about yourself, it's been so rewarding, because a lot of the times people can't accept you for you, and it's hard. But when you have a good support system, and you know that your path is your path, and that nobody can steer you clear of it, you good. I know that a lot of people are going to have a lot of questions for me after I have this surgery. And I know that right now, since I haven't really said anything very direct about it. I know that people know what I'm doing, but I just want to be able to show people, like, look, as long as you set your mind to it, you can do whatever the hell you want to do.
Absolutely. That is the absolute truth.
Regardless of the money, regardless of where it's at, regardless of who you need to do it with, as long as you know what you want to do for you, it's obtainable. And along the way, you got to make sure that you are checking off your checklist, because, honey, laser hair removal is a bitch, honey. That shit hurts. Okay? Like, and anybody out there who has had it done knows what it feels like. It hurts.
In so many different ways.
Okay?
Because your pockets take a dent.
Right.
I mean,
especially if you going and getting it done the proper way.
In the right places, right.
And in the right places.
Yeah, absolutely.
And then you tack on there, electrolysis is just as worse. And these are the things that you have to get done before you reach this point. And I think that a lot of people
think it's
don't know
process.
this.
Yeah. And that's the thing, that a lot of people don't know the process entirely. They don't know, okay, before you do anything, you have to live as, they have to look at the WPATH requirements, and those are the things that are really, really important. And so you have to follow those things for the insurance purposes. And then, and also the beautiful thing about it is that, they just recently, I think there was something in the news about a law that they put in place, that they're no longer looking at transgender
as being a mental disorder.
As being a mental disorder.
Mm-hmm.
So, I mean, there's always progression when it comes to legislation that's going to be even more favorable out there for the transgender community. And that's important, because if we don't get legislation behind things, and if we don't put ourselves in a position to be in power, the only way we can do that is by going out and voting, and making sure that legislators know that this is acceptable and that some things are not acceptable. Taking away the rights of our transgender community and understanding that there's a gap that needs to be bridged all within the LGBT community. I mean, there's just so many different places and groupings that people fail to realize that's still one symbolism. So that's, and that, with us coming together like that, it makes us stronger. It gives us the right to be in a position of power.
Hey, Chad. Hey, Elena. Hey, Charles. Thank you, Sabrina. I really appreciate it. Hey, Jackson. Hey, Logan. And also on the flip side of that, I feel like a lot of people who have been affected by me have all given me back positive reinforcement. Hey, Karen. Hey, Robin. I have always been somebody who has always always been very truthful in my emotions and how I feel and what I think people should do. And
sometimes really blunt.
Well, yeah, okay. I can be pretty blunt.
Blunt. sometimes very blunt.
Hey, Sid.
Really seriously softer.
Thank you, Robin.
Robin say I couldn't even...
She said, talk that shit, y'all. Educate, open up minds.
I know that's right.
And that's all I'm here to do is I want people to know that you do not have to do this alone. Right. And like I said, when I first, started the live, as a person of color, I am doing something that our community frowns upon. I'm doing something that our community doesn't look at as being normal. You know, I mean, it's bad enough already being a transgender woman of color. But now that I'm crossing over and I'm no longer going to be transgender, but I will now be in a category of post-operative transsexualism, I feel that it puts me in a bracket that I don't know of anybody else who is able to step in that sort of bracket. And so,
I mean, we don't personally.
We
know
right.
that there are
Right.
a lot of post-operative transsexuals out there. So that we understand that. But what we're saying is that within our local community, and that's the thing. But we know that we have to be really aware of that. That wherever we go, that's what we're definitely going to be running into brothers and sisters and people that are within the LGBT community, and so we have to give each other support at the same time and realize that no matter what, I mean, I know that there's a lot of separatism when it comes to that, and that's what we want to let people know. You don't have to be that way, and you don't have to depend on other people's negativity in order to strive forward.
Hey Tova, hey Jay. Hey, Aaron. Thank you so much, Karen. Thank you, Bianca. Hey, Tanisha. Hey, Isis. Hey, Lauren. And that's a good thing. I don't feel alone. And I think that's a lot of the reasons why you see there being so many. First of all, you see there being so many transgender deaths because people who live this lifestyle feel like they have to do it alone, and that's not true. You don't have to do it alone. You don't have to walk the street by yourself. You don't have to, because there's too many people out here who are willing and able to help. You don't have to. And I feel like it's tough because in the beginning, yes, I did feel very alone, because when you're trying to justify your actions, but you know that your actions don't match up to who your physical being is and who you were, and how you were, like your physical being was, it takes, you contradict yourself, because you start to ask yourself, well, is this the right thing to do? Like, does this make sense? Am I okay? Will I be safe? You do ask yourself all of those questions, and you just have to accept the fact that you as an individual know what you want. Everybody has a soul. Everybody. If you didn't have a soul, your body would not be able to function. So everybody has something. We're all connected. And so it doesn't take a lot to be able to just communicate with somebody and say, hey, is everything okay? Are you doing all right? Do you feel okay? And sometimes that's all it takes, Sometimes it's the little things that you have to learn to appreciate, because the bigger picture is too much. It's too much. And you have to take things little by little to be able to reach a point where you can feel successful. I've known you since high school. You were going to be a star. Keep doing you, and you are so loved and supported. Thank you so much, Taylor. Hey, Samira. Thank you, Kenneth. Hey, Kristen. Thank you, Jay. And, I know that I tend to keep a lot of things hidden and a lot of things not publicized, but this to me is something that I feel like needs to be shared, because I know that there are other people in my community who are considering doing this operation. And I know that there are other people in my area who are considering even just transitioning in general. And I want to be able to show and say that, yes, I did it. I did it the right way.
Absolutely.
And I'm here to share with you how to do it. And I think that that's something that we in the Columbus, Ohio area don't necessarily have. Because, like I said before, there are people who have done it. There are people who are living their lives and have already done what they needed to do, but they're not vocal about it. And they don't publicize it. And they don't share what they went through.
Because sometimes they feel that there's still a stigmatism associated with that, even a furtherance from where you were before.
Mm-hmm.
You know, and so that's the whole key to it. And that's, you know, you don't have to feel that you don't have to provide or put a distance between, you know, you and the people that care about you. You know, sometimes you have to look at the people that do really care about you, and you can feel it genuinely, you know, and you grab those people and you gravitate to them, because they're going to be the ones that are going to help you when you're really down.
And that's where you need it the most. You need it in those down times, you know. And I know that I don't always, like I said, I don't always put myself out there as to be a support system. But what I'm going through is something that is major. You know, this is very major. This is very big. And I know that people want to do it. And I want everybody out there to know that if you have any questions or you want to know more about how to start or how to get things in motion so that you can reach the point to where I am at today, then do not hesitate to ask me, because I don't have a problem with sharing my story. I don't have a problem with educating people on what this is all about.
Because it was a struggle.
Yeah.
It was just, you know what?
Hey, Montana, thank you, girl.
It's that lesson that you learn through trial and error, and you're going to feel some lumps, but that's what we're trying to avoid from people having, is we don't want you to have those learning lumps and those curves. You know, if you really, when you're motivated, then you're moving forward, and so you want to keep that momentum moving forward. And, you know, like Jeanne was saying, she'll share it with you, and, you know, that way you can avoid those little traps.
Hey, Bethany. Hey, Catherine. You know, because it's a lot, you know, between everything that needs to get changed, between everything that is between the people that you have to talk to, between hormonal changes to your physical being, between traveling to all these places, TSA, honey, because I had a whole TSA situation, honey. That was a whole big old to do.
Was that when we missed the flight too?
We sure did. But we
we got back on track though. We were very lucky that night. We still got. Where were we going to? Were we going to Costa Rica?
We were on our way to Costa Rica, and we were trying to leave the Columbus, Ohio, John Glenn Airport, and the TSA stood. They held me up, you know,
we could not get to the plane in time,
and we missed it.
But
we were able to figure it. Yeah. We were able to figure out our way to still get there.
That's what happened.
Yeah. There was a couple delays because we ended up taking a flight to Florida, and then there was a delay in Florida, which
allowed us to get still on the same
plane. Which allowed us to still make it. But
if we would have been there on time, we would have been there really super early, and we would have had to wait a lot longer. Mm-hmm. But we still would have been waiting on the same plane.
You know.
But that's, like I said.
But learning lessons. You got to go through these learning curves, and I think that, you know, you have to be able to accept the fact that you are going to have to go through learning curves. And like, I just want to be able to, if there's anything that I want to be able to do, I want to be able to save somebody. If there's anything that I want to do, I want to be able to save somebody, because somebody can be going through this moment right now and feeling like all hope is lost. And it's not. It's not. Many people who find themselves identifying as transgender can't understand why it is and can't wrap their head around it, so they take their life. And that's not okay. It's not okay at all, because there's too many people on the face of this planet that you can go talk to. You know, there's too many. Hey, Layla. Hey, Lonnie. Hey, Danielle. And so, I mean, I just wanted to come on here, share what's going on with me, let everybody know that, I am preparing to do this tomorrow morning.
Yep. Getting there at 7
at 7 a.m.
7 a.m. We got to be over there.
Hey, Jay. And I think that I was hesitant to do this because I didn't really want to put this out there like that. But, I feel like if I can be a positive force for somebody, then that's what I'm here. That's what I'm here to be. I'm here to show people the right way and to set all those naysayers to the side,
Inspire.
And I want to be able to show people like you can do it. It's possible, especially if you got insurance, honey. Okay.
If not, get some. If not, get some.
Especially if you got insurance, honey, because let me tell you, that has been such a help.
I mean, it was a little bit of work because we had a name change. So there was things like that. So that's why we're trying to educate people and letting them know, hey, look, there's actually a process, and you want to take those processes and be gradual and be on top of them step by step by step, because then that way you can go ahead and get to the end without having to stop, readdress the whole situation all over again. It's just a big old hassle.
Hey, Christina. Thank you, Karen. I've already showed them my magazine cover, honey, so they know who's about to be in this operating table, honey. They know who is about to be, underdoing this, and I think I'm just blessed, Yeah. Thank you, Sabrina. Thank you, Jay. I really appreciate that. I just want people to look at my story and say, she did it, so why can't I?
There you go.
And if for anybody, like I said, anybody out there who's watching or who's thinking or considering or any of the above, don't hesitate. Do not hesitate. Because I have no problems with meeting you and talking about my experience, what I went through, how it felt, the pain, all that good stuff. Because...
And if anybody needs to learn how to deal with the other stuff, y'all can ask me. Okay? I'll let you know for real. We'll pull to the side, and I'll just be like this. But
Hey, DeAndre. Hey, Morgan. Hey, Mario. So just know that there is somebody out here who is in your corner, who you can talk to, and who's not going to judge you for what you want to do. Now, if you're doing something that's completely obscene and I don't think it works for you, honey, I'm not going to hesitate to tell you what I really feel and how I really feel. Because sometimes people in this world have unrealistic expectations, and you have to realize that you got to be real. If you're not real here and you're not real here, you're not going to be real anywhere else. Period.
Because you can have all the work done, but if you ain't...
Period.
But if you don't have that up here, and conviction, it's not going to come out real.
Yeah, Michaela says she want to hear your story. I mean...
Well, I'll be honest with you. I think the way me having to learn.
It's coming.
Is it coming? Yep. Oh, she's got to go. But I'm going to sit down here for a second. But the way that... Oh, yeah, it's probably going to... I don't have a cord on me.
I do. It's okay. Go ahead.
Okay. But anyways. Basically, my story, I would say, is... I've always been an affectionate person, so I don't think that was something that was out of the norm for me. I think what really inspired me was the fact that Janae and I feel like I have got a lot more connectivity with her, more so than anybody I've ever been with. I mean, anybody that kind of knows me understands that I have a high tolerance and understanding. But I think that my understanding and tolerance comes from the fact that I want people to have mutual respect for one another. And that goes in such a long way because, you know, when you got that respect, then you got trust, and then you've got admiration, and you've got love. And I'm not talking about just like groggy love or just like once in a while or thinking that you're going to be in love for a couple of years and then you're just going to move on. I've probably never been as faithful to anyone as I have with her. So, and I think that where that comes from is the fact that I really found somebody who has the same type of energy. She had a lot of goals. So when she told me she wanted to do this, I said, okay, cool. We're going to do that then. She told me when I first met her that she wanted to be an esthetician. And she and I talked about how we both want to go out to Australia and go scuba diving. But first we had to go scuba diving and get our licenses and all this other stuff. So that was a journey that we've spent, you know, at the same time while she's getting the hair removal done. She had mentioned to me that she wanted to, you know, start back up on hormones. That was something that was, she had mentioned to me that she was on them before, but I didn't know very much about it. I don't think I paid that much attention to it at first. And then, you know, she went over there to Equitas and met with Mimi, which is fantastic lady. I had met her before through another association, and you know, all the time we were struggling, trying to figure out, okay, you know, how and when we're going to get these letters, or we're going to get these phone calls, or we're going to go ahead and address things with the doctors. And I mean, dealing with all of those things, I mean, there were days that we were just exhausted. But when I saw her, I would just try to throw a blanket on top of her, because I know she was, it exhausted her on so many occasions. And I felt my heart just broke for her one day because she was just sitting there crying to me. And I said, oh, sweetheart, don't worry. It's going to be okay. We're going to figure this out, okay? And while she was sleeping, I just grabbed the phone. And I'm used to picking up the phone and calling people. So I'm like picking up the phone and I'm calling, I'm dialing all these different, you know, places. And I'm thinking to myself, oh, gosh, I got to find at least somebody who's going to give her an appointment. Come to find out, by the time I was done, I had like 3 appointments already set up for her. So I know it was kind of a little tough, but when she woke up, that's what I told her. I said, okay, I got this date, and this date. Whichever one bites first, that's where we're going. So, you know, we went and then we found one place, and he did pretty good, the first guy, but we had to pay him because we didn't realize that we could have ran it through some insurance and then gone to another guy to get a letter, or found another one who accepted her insurance. So those are the kind of things that we like to let people know. Okay, if you follow all of these specifications, then you're able to get through a lot of the paperwork and all of that garbage that you have to deal with. And gosh, I mean, I know that that's one of the things I tried to teach her a little bit about, but there's a lot of times that she was right about a lot of things. So sometimes I have to sit back and realize I don't know everything. So you want to plug that up? Okay. Well, I'll get out the way. Let her sit down.
Well, you just
No, I'm good. I am good, sweetheart. I haven't sat down on this bed
Hey,
yet.
Jamaica.
I couldn't see it too well. I couldn't read it.
You couldn't see it.
I said I couldn't see the screen, so I couldn't say hello to anyone.
Hey, Bree. I hope that.
Oh, is it?
I don't know.
She don't know. Let me see. Oh, maybe
Hey,
it'll
Anita.
sit.
Hey, Lindsay.
Just sit
Hey,
down.
Jamaica. Hey, Mary. I don't know. I don't think it's working. We might have to relocate. We gotta figure out. I need to get this charge. Well, I brought out that other charger. I just like sitting at the window. What time I'll stay up there till you get there? I mean, whenever. I'll be in the hospital, so I want to see y'all when y'all get back. Absolutely, Robin. You know where we be, girl. Yeah.
Okay.
So yeah. So we'll be. I'll be. I'm trying to collect my thoughts.
Checking in later on tonight. And getting up early in the morning.
Yeah, pretty much.
Pretty much.
I'll be in the I'll be in the hospital for 3 days. And then after those 3 days, I'll be coming back into my hotel room. Like that. And just kind of recuperating and getting myself back together. Hey Alex. Ain't nobody brought nothing up yet.
Man, this was like a long time ago, wasn't it?
Yeah. I'd have been on live since I done got in the room pretty much. But yeah,
Yes, hi.
I don't really know what else.
We were supposed to get a microwave.
What else to really say at this point? I just want everybody to know if you have any questions or if there's anything that crossed your mind that you want to ask, just don't hesitate. And all of the love and all of the prayers are definitely appreciated because I need them. Because I'm not gonna lie, I'm scared. I've never been in a hospital in this manner, and I've never been under anesthesia. I've never been.
But I got you.
It's just a whole new experience.
But I got you. You know that.
So, but since I done drank my juice, Shelby, I'm playing. I done drank my juice, so I'm gonna go ahead and get relaxed and get rested up because we gotta get up by 6 in the morning.
6.
To go get ready. I'm not gonna lie, I'm tired
Already, just from the drive, because she drove all the way up here this time, folks.
I did. He drove the last time, the last couple times, up and down. So, but you know me, I had to get my eyebrows right before I was up in this hospital, honey, because can't nobody be up here talking like I ain't got no bush. Okay. Oh, shout out to Tonya for my braids. Yeah. Okay. She did me right. Miss Tonya Lanning, honey. Check her out. She's the bomb bam, honey. You need to get your braids snatched. Hit her up. Yeah. And yeah. I honestly, I'll probably go live again. Probably not.
Not while you're rolling.
It probably won't be tomorrow morning. It probably won't be till the end.
Oh, really?
Until I'm ready, until we're about to check out.
But I'm gonna GoPro it probably.
He's gonna GoPro everything because I feel like we should document this experience. I was going back and forth on if I wanted to do that, and I think that it would be smarter for me to. Now, that's not to say that I'm just gonna be putting out videos and stuff, honey, because that's not gonna happen. But we're gonna have to document. And
yeah.
Yes, Jamaica, he got his hair cut.
Yes, I did.
Shout
out to my barber out there, Grove City Barber.
Hey Danielle, hey Jake, hey Shane, hey Elizabeth. She said this Michaela was like the Janae story.
Right?
So But I'm going to go ahead.
Look, it's got the little light
All
on.
right. That's making my head itch. But I love you all, and I appreciate everybody who hopped on and hopped off this live.
Yes, thank you so much.
You know, just keep sending me all your love and all your prayers, because I need them.
Yes.
And it really helps. It really does help. So thank you guys, and until next time.
Till next time.
We'll see y'all later.
Bye.
Peace.